Hi, this is Kathleen McGinley from Heart Rock Healing, and I am here because I am dedicated to bringing you wisdom from Native American teachings that you can apply to your life. And I do it every Wednesday. I call it Wednesday Wisdom. And when you apply these teachings to your life, it can help you move through life in a way where you look at it differently. You don't look at life as a problem to be solved, but you look at it as an adventure to be experienced. So with these native teachings and this wisdom, you can have the life that you want. You can learn about yourself, go deeper, and recognize that you are more than you think you are. So we're going to get started here in a moment. But before I forget, there is a subscribe button. So if you don't want to miss out on these readings, make sure you subscribe to this channel. And every Wednesday, you will receive the weekly card. And in addition, you will be able to go further if you'd like to, if you haven't already, joined Life Talks for Women on the Facebook page. That information you can find below, where we go deeper into these teachings and this wisdom and see how we can apply it that week into our lives. So we're going to get started. These are the Sacred Path cards that I'm talking about with the Native Teachings by Jamie Sams. And right now, as a shamanic practitioner and channel, I will ask what it is that we need to know at this time and see how we can apply the lesson into our week. All right. So here we go. Here's our card for this week. It's the West Shield card, and it's a number 10, and numerologically, a 10 is a 1 plus a 0, which is a 1, and it's all about new beginnings, introspection, and goals. So let's start setting some goals for ourselves. And in order to do that, we need to go within. This card is about the West. And in the medicine wheel, the West is the color of black. And it's the place where we go within. It's a place where we do introspection. And if you recall, on the card, there was a bear. And in this card of bear, he offers us courage to go within, because let's face it, a lot of us do not want to look inside. A lot of us prefer to look out there. What is everyone else doing? And, are we in that judgment phase of, pointing the fingers, blaming, shaming, and whatnot? And what it does is it keeps us from looking at ourselves. And it keeps us from taking any of that responsibility for what's happening in our lives. But this card is suggesting that it's time this week to go within. Now, personally, that was me for a long time. I did not want to look within. And it took actually a relationship crisis many years ago for me to wake up, so to speak, and stop looking out there and start taking that responsibility and looking within and getting to know myself, getting to know who I am so that I could have the life I want. I wasn't happy with my life the way it was. And when I started to look within, big changes started to occur. And Bear is offering us medicine of courage so that we can do this, because a lot of times when we look within, we don't necessarily like what we see. There could be a lot of self-hate, judgment of ourselves, very critical. And, that's hard to look at. So when we do look within, it's essential that we be very gentle and loving with ourselves in the process. And the Native Americans say, it's really essential to start connecting with all of our relations, all of creation, the creature beings, whether it's the stone people, the standing people, which are the trees, the insects, the reptiles, the animals, the birds, the sky nation, grandfather sun, grandmother moon, Mother Earth, the 4 elements, air, fire, earth, water. Really get connected, really start creating that connection with all all of creation. And then what we want to do is get to a place of stillness. Find that time in your day to become still. It'd be great if you could do it out in nature. I mean, that can really create a stronger connection. But regardless, find a place where you can become still. And that is the place where it's like the womb of creation. It's where all the ideas manifest. If we're too busy all of the time and we're up in our heads and we're thinking, it doesn't allow those new ideas to emerge. So we need to make sure that we become still. Focus on the breath for a little bit, just to get yourself back into your body and your heart space, so you can allow these ideas to emerge. And as they start coming up, digest them. Okay. And that's where you can look at, well, this feels right or it doesn't feel right. So start to nurture those ideas that come up in terms of what feels right for you. What are some of those goals that you are setting for yourself that feel really good? And those are the ones then that you need to formulate that plan and act upon, and set those goals then for the what they call the place of all tomorrows, which is the West. This is our future. So, you can't really move toward goals if you don't have any. It's kind of like playing soccer without the goals. You just be like kind of hitting the ball around with nowhere to go. So set some goals for yourself. And it doesn't mean that you have to stick to them. As time goes on, your goals might change, and that's fine. All right. But set some goals. Where do you want to be 1 year from now? Where do you want to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now? How is it going to affect your life? How is it going to affect the people around you? That's what we need to look at this week with this card. So when you apply this card in this teaching, it's a matter of going within, seeing what comes up for you, setting some goals, and clearing the fear. Call on Bear for the courage that you need to digest these so-called ideas. And understand that the problem comes up with a lot of people, even when you have goals, that what's other people going to think? There might be some judgment out there. People are, well, if I tell them I want to do this, this is my truth. This is what comes up for yourself because it's your truth. And then you're concerned about what other people think and you want their approval, or you're afraid to mention it because you're afraid you're going to get judged, because of other people's opinions. When in fact, this card is telling you, call on Bear to be courageous and strong, because when it's your truth, then don't let other people's opinions affect you. Okay. You have to just kind of let that go. The fear of being different, we got to let that go. We all are unique individuals. We're here for a reason. We all have unique abilities, gifts, and talents, and we're here to share them with the world. Otherwise, it's being a disservice. Okay? So that's our card for this week. Go inside, introspect, and see what are your goals for the future. Feel what's right for you. This is Kathleen McGinley from Heart Rock Healing. Have a great week, and I will check back with you next week for some more Wednesday wisdom. Take care.